You already know what you need to do. What you might be missing is an equally clear list of what you need to stop. Welcome to the Wholistic Productivity Podcast. I'm your host, Chris LeBrun, helping you achieve your goals in every area of life so you can dream big, plan smart, and live fully. You know, to-do lists get all the love, and look, they deserve it. A good to-do list is one of the most reliable productivity tools there is. It keeps you organized, it clears the mental clutter, and there is genuinely nothing more satisfying than just crossing something off. If you are a list person, I am not here to take that away from you. So I just wanted to say that here at the beginning. But I want to introduce you to the list's underrated, underutilized, and slightly more interesting cousin, the not to-do list. Here's the thing about a to-do list. Deep down, most of us already know what needs to be done. The tasks are familiar. The priorities are, if we're honest, they're pretty clear. What we're less honest about are the things we keep doing that are actively working against us. The habits, the patterns, the reflexes that eat our time or drain our energy and quietly sabotage the goals that we care about. That's what the not to-do list is for. At its most basic level, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a list of things that you are committing to stop doing. And some of them are pretty straightforward. Don't get sucked into social media when you should be working. Don't spend the first hour of your day on low-value tasks. Don't say yes to meetings that don't need you. They're simple, they're practical, immediately useful. Here's where it gets interesting. A not to-do list doesn't have to stop at productivity. It can go somewhere much more meaningful than that. One of the items on my own not to-do list, don't get emotionally involved in other people's drama. And I don't mean that in a cold, detached way. I mean the office politics, the family drama, the workplace scandal of the week, that somehow becomes everybody's business, even though it has nothing to do with you or your work. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Someone says something to someone else, the story makes its way around the room, and suddenly you're 3 hours deep in a conversation about something that has zero impact on your goals, your work, or your life. It is so easy to get pulled in because drama is interesting. It scratches every human itch that we could possibly have. And saying nothing sometimes feels like you're being cold or unsupportive. Let's pause here for a quick break. We'll be right back. If you've ever gone down the rabbit hole of trying every to-do list or project management app, you know how exhausting it can be. You download the app, you set it up, enter all your data, and then scramble to cancel it before the trial ends. Trust me, I've been there and it's no fun. That's why I love Efficient.app. Alex and Andra, a husband and wife team, have spent over a decade testing and reviewing software of all types so you don't have to. Calendars, project management, banking, planners, email marketing, you name it, they've covered it with honest reviews and side-by-side comparisons. And they don't sugarcoat it. If a tool isn't worth your time, they tell you straight up. I've personally found their reviews super helpful when I was trying to sort through different project management apps. It saved me a ton of time and frustration. Best of all, they often have special deals on the tools they recommend so that you can save money. I'm especially grateful to Efficient.app because they've been supporting the Wholistic Productivity Podcast since the very beginning. The best way to check them out and support the podcast is through the link in the show notes. So next time you're looking for software, let Efficient.app do the work for you. Trust me, you will not regret it. But here's what I've had to remind myself repeatedly. if it doesn't involve me, I need to keep my head down and stay focused on what I'm actually here to do. That's not indifference, that's intentionality. And having it written down as a not to do, not just some vague intention, but as an actual committed item on an actual list, it makes it easier to catch myself before I get pulled in. That's the power of making it explicit. What lives only in your head is easy to rationalize away in the moment. What's written down holds you accountable in a way a good intention never will. I will say this, though. If you like that scratching off, these are things that you'll probably never scratch off. You have to keep reminding yourselves not to do these things. Here's another thing a not to-do list does that a regular to-do list can't. It forces you to get honest about the why behind your tasks. Think about the difference between these two things. Write one down that says, get plenty of rest. Now write this one down instead. Do not stay up so late that you can't function well tomorrow. Same idea, but completely different impact. The second one tells you exactly what you're protecting against and why it matters. It makes the cost of the behavior visible in a way that a positive statement never quite does. That specifically changes how you relate to the item. It's not just a healthy habit to aspire to. It's a clear boundary you're drawing with yourself and a clear reason for drawing it. So here's your challenge this week. Grab a piece of paper or open a new document or a note on your phone and write your own not to-do list. Start with the obvious productivity ones, the distractions, the time wasters, the reflexes that eat your focus. But then push a little bit further. Ask yourself what patterns keep showing up in your relationships, in your emotional responses, in your daily habits that are working against the person that you're trying to become. Write those down too, because your to-do list tells you where you're going, and your not to-do list clears the path to help you get there. When we think about what is keeping us from our goals, we usually look outward. You didn't run that marathon because you got injured. The business that you were planning didn't grow because the market shifted or production issues derailed you. The book idea got shelved because you couldn't find a publisher. The trip you'd been dreaming about got canceled when you got sick. And look, these things are real, they matter, but I've found that they rarely tell the whole story, because here's what I've noticed. The biggest barriers we face aren't always the ones we see coming at us from the outside. They're the ones that we're holding on to ourselves. I mean, think about it. You didn't get up early for that training run because it's more comfortable to stay in bed. You didn't retool your product to meet marketing demand because, man, rethinking everything just feels too hard. You abandoned the book idea altogether rather than learning about self-publishing. And you decided that if you can't take that trip in the fall, well, it's really not worth going at all, is it? These aren't obstacles standing in your way. They're things you're choosing to hold on to instead. Now, for me, this shows up as perfectionism. I can look at any situation, a podcast, a product I'm building, a content strategy, and immediately see what perfect looks like. I did that in air quotes if you're not watching on YouTube. I see the ideal outcome crystal clear in my mind. And my natural instinct, I grab onto that vision. I want to get it right the first time. I want it to be perfect before it's ready to see the world. And when I'm gripping that idea as tightly as I can, I'm not moving forward. I'm stuck. But I am working on this, I promise. I'm becoming more comfortable with the idea of MVP, minimal viable product. Start before it's perfect. Ship the episode. launch the thing, learn in public. But I'll be honest, I'm still working on letting go of that perfectionism, and it shows up everywhere. Let me tell you a story I heard years ago that stuck with me. There was this little kid, and he reached into a vase to grab a snack that had fallen inside. His small hand fit easily, and soon he had wrapped his fingers around the snack. But here's the problem. Once his hand became a fist around that snack, it wouldn't fit back through the opening. He pulled, he twisted, he tried again. Nothing worked. His fist was too big now. And panic started to set in. He imagined his hand was going to be stuck in that vase forever. Pretty soon, the tears started to flow, and he couldn't see any way out. Then his mom arrived, and she told him the solution. Let go of the snack. His hand would come out just as easily as it went in if he would just let go. But this wasn't something he had ever thought about. And honestly, he didn't want to think about it after his mom suggested it, right? Finally, he gave in. He let go, and his hand slipped right out. His mom tipped the vase upside down and got the snack for him. Let's pause here for a quick break. We'll be right back. Living with pain is no fun at all. Whether it's sore muscles from a workout, nagging joints, or even stress that just won't leave you alone. That's why I love Little Golden Shepherd. They make all natural butters from organic herbs and essential oils, formulated to ease pain, reduce stress, and even soothe sensitive skin. I use the muscle butter after tough workouts, and the joint butter is perfect for my knees, which somehow were bad even when I was a kid. I'm so grateful to have Little Golden Shepherd sponsoring the Wholistic Productivity Podcast. The way they support the show is super simple. Every time you shop through the link in the show notes, a portion of your order helps keep this podcast going. And here's the best part. If you use the promo code WHOLEPROD, you'll save 15% on your first order. That's promo code WHOLEPROD, WHOLPROD. Try Little Golden Shepherd today. You're going to love it as much as I do, and your muscles will too. When we hold on to things, even good things, even the right thing, they can become the very thing that keeps us stuck. A vision of perfection, an expectation that we set and won't budge on, a way we've always done it, the comfort of where we are now, a fear dressed up as a standard. These aren't bad things we're holding on to, but when we grip them too tightly, they turn our hand into a fist, and suddenly we can't move. Here's what I want to leave you with today. What are you holding on to that's keeping you stuck? Maybe like me, it's perfectionism. Maybe it's the need for certainty before you start. Maybe it's an expectation about how things should look or feel or work. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's control. Whatever it is, name it. And just think about that for a minute. Just sit with it. Really feel what it would mean to let go. And then here's the actionable part. Identify one small way that you can loosen your grip on whatever that is this coming week. One thing you can let go of, even if just a little bit. One project you can ship before it's perfect. One expectation you can soften. One step forward that you can take without needing to see the whole path in front of you. Because I promise you, your hand will come out just as easily as it went in, as long as you let go. That's it for the show today. Thank you so much for being here. We love having you make this part of your podcast rotation, making it part of your personal development rotation. So thank you so much for being here. Check out the show notes at holisticproductivity.com/68. Make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. We got new episodes that drop every single week. You do not want to miss those. This is not like other podcasts that have a season for a while and then they take some time off. I'm dropping episodes every single week, so would love for you to sign up and get access to those. And if you enjoyed today's episode, if you got value from it, I'd love to see a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. Give me the thumbs up. Again, that just helps other people find the show, and I love that for them. Follow at Wholistic Productivity on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, YouTube, Substack. Lots of great productivity tips and motivation every single week on each one of those channels, something that you can't get anywhere else. So make sure that you're subscribing in all of those social media platforms as well. And I want to invite you to join the Holistic Productivity community. I'm so excited. This is such a great community. It's growing all the time. There are great people from around the world who are all there for one reason, and that's to just keep each other motivated and accountable and on course for their individual goals. You bring your goals and we'll help you achieve them. A lot of great resources in the community. It's absolutely free, so go check that out. The link is in the show notes. You'll find that there. Again, thank you for listening. As always, the reason that I do this podcast, the reason that I am so glad that you're here is I want you to be able to dream big, plan smart, and live fully. And that's going to make so much of a difference in your life, in the life of everybody around you when you can do that. Dream big, plan smart, live fully. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Take care.